Good evening, everyone, and Arkansas Weather Watchers. It's a senior forecaster Cameron back here again, and I'm going to be going over the potential of severe weather as we get towards this upcoming weekend, mainly around the Saturday time frame. I'm going to be going over the GFS, the Euro, and give you guys what you guys need to know regarding that. I'm also going to talk to you guys about what you guys clearly see here is the HRR. I'm going to talk to you guys about that a little bit because there could be a weak disturbance that's going to come by tonight and could drop some snowflakes across southern Arkansas. But the big story is going to be the cold air. But I'm going to get in that just a little bit here. Before I get into all that, before I start talking about the net system, I want to talk about what happened today. Over there in the southeast, I know today here in Arkansas it was very, very cold. It was a cold rain. North Arkansas seeing winter precipitation, but it was not as much as some people forecasted. And the only reason why it wasn't so much is because you had a tornado outbreak in the southeast today, with the only out ahead of the system where your instability and everything else was in place here. And I want you to send my prayers to the ones that were impacted, to everyone that was impacted by this outbreak. I'm hearing multiple reports of loss of life, injury, just complete devastation in the areas that were impacted by the outbreak. So my heart goes out to the ones that were impacted by this outbreak here. And I would like for everyone tuning into this video tonight, even though we are here in Arkansas, we don't cover the southeast. Those folks are going through a hard time right now. So I would really appreciate if you guys keep them in your prayers tonight. Just give them a little prayer, because somebody over there may need it. Somebody over there may have just lost a family member in this. They may have lost a longtime friend. Just keep them in your prayers tonight, guys. That's one thing I'm trying to get across here. But I want to talk to you guys about Saturday, give you guys a very early notice to Saturday, since we are on the heels of a severe weather outbreak. Saturday's system has the potential of being significant. Normally I don't just come out and say that that's going to happen, say there's going to be a big outbreak, but these types of systems, I'm getting to the point that it is time to not be playing around, even though they are day 6, day 7. Simply the fact because of what happened today. This system was very underestimated by the models, and what ended up happening was, as you got closer and closer and closer and closer, even to day 1, you got to the system, and all of a sudden, boom, that was it. And the scarier part about it is, normally we talk about the 500 millibar trough and how it's negatively tilted and all that. Aloft in the upper levels, this system had no support from the upper levels, maybe a little bit, but this was strictly low level. This was strictly near the surface. That's what made this system so scary. It was such a small system, but it did so much damage. And like I said before, give my prayers out to them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the HRR model run real fast here. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about the wind chills, because we've been talking about wind chills for the last couple of days across northern Arkansas here. And let me see if I can find it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to Arkansas real fast here, and like I said before, with the winds gusting out tonight, wind chill values could easily drop into the single digits to 0 to even below 0 across far northwest Arkansas here. And you can see with the HRR really dropping those wind chill values across northwest Arkansas down to -5 near the Fayetteville area. You've got 20 in Little Rock, you've got 24 in El Dorado, 18 in West Memphis, you've got 15 in Neenah, 23 around the Nashville area, and 24 down to Texarkana area. So, like I said before here, that's the big deal about the HRR model run, and there could be another weak disturbance that may push by tonight. The HRR has really faded out with that compared to the other model runs I was seeing earlier this morning. But still note there could be a couple of snowflakes tomorrow morning across southern Arkansas here, as the remnant of the moisture gets out of here. with this little weak disturbance, but it should not cause any problems at all, if it even happens at all, because we're going to have a lot of dry air in place. So that's something we'll just have to keep an eye on here, but that should be getting out of here for too much longer, and it's going to be a very cold Monday for us in the natural state here. This is around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You've got 20s in North Arkansas, near freezing central, and 34, 35 degrees in south. Tomorrow is going to be a very cold day, even with the sunshine out, guys. So, let me actually see here. I think the HRR, yeah, the HRR was hanging on a cloud cover down here in Arkansas, but even with sun across the north, you're still in the 20s. So it's going to be a very cold day to be outside tomorrow if you have to work across the natural state here. But it should be rain, relatively dry. Like I said, tomorrow morning, don't be surprised if you see a couple of snowflakes. Maybe a snow shower or two across southern Arkansas here, probably for the Mena area over to Helena Point South. No accumulations expected, no travel issues expected. North Arkansas, be careful tonight, as black ice could be a real problem. Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and jump you guys over to the European model run here, and I'm going to take you guys out. Just go ahead and just zoom past this week, because this week's going to be relatively quiet. Going to take you guys out to Saturday morning here. This is this upcoming weekend, and you've got a powerhouse low pressure that's going to develop over here in Kansas, 993, and I'm going to go ahead and draw this out for you guys here. And even though this is, like I said, just outside of 7 days here, something to note with this is that you're going to have, let's see, your low pressure here, but it's also going to be negatively tilted. And something different about this system compared to the system that we dealt with last weekend is this system is further west. It's developing further west. It's not as progressive as the other system was, because you have blocking out here now. You have the Southeast Ridge really in place now, so that kind of blocks this thing from really getting going. And actually, another thing on top of that, instead of it moving northeast, it's now moving east, but it only turns to the northeast because it hits the Southeast Ridge. So with high shear in place and moderate cape in place, that would lead to the potential of seeing severe weather, possibly some significant severe weather regarding this system on Saturday here. And you normally don't hear me say significant severe weather this far out, given that we are right around that day 6, day 7 time frame. But guys, I'm telling you, the Gulf of Mexico, I talked about this in the spring outlook, the Gulf of Mexico is near 80 degrees and it's March 3rd. The Gulf has significant amount of energy down there. Any system that can tap into that energy and get going will do it. And I can promise you that much. So, like I said before, I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I'm not trying to worry you guys about it. There's still time. We still have 6 days before this event here. But the European model, the one good thing about the Euro is it is not as amplified with the 500 millibar jet. But like I said before, given what happened today, I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt, because today's system hardly had any 500 millibar support. This one's gonna have major 500 millibar support. So that could lead to the potential of significant severe weather across our area as we get towards the day on Saturday here. But still a wait and see. Like I said, we're going to keep this page, we're going to keep this system, keep you guys updated on the system, we're going to keep you guys updated on the system all week long, as we get towards near the Saturday period. And I am fairly certain, given that the GFS and the Euro are now on board with this, Storm Prediction Center will be trying to put a risk area out between tonight, tomorrow night, or Tuesday night, regarding this system here. So that's the deal with that. That's the deal with the European model run. And let's jump over to the GFS here real fast. Actually, take me back to the Euro, because I was showing you the upper levels of the Euro, but let me show you the surface level of the Euro real fast. Here you can really see the instability start to build in late Friday and into Saturday morning here. Now, Saturday morning, here we are, 6 a.m. Okay, you got your system developing out here in East Colorado, pushing into Kansas. Moderate cape near 2,000 cape at 6 o'clock in the morning, man. Remind you, 2,000 cape across this area here. Now, the difference between this system and the last, like I said before, is you have blocking over here. Last system you didn't. You didn't have much blocking, which was a saving grace. In some respects, you still had a tornado. You still had a devastating tornado hit Columbia, Mississippi. It only, like I said, it only takes one storm to make a system go really, really bad. But the saving grace for Arkansas was the last system. Our saving grace was that you had no blocking out here. This system was super progressive. It got out of here before even the peak daytime heating. So that really saved our behinds over here in Arkansas. But over there in the southeast, they took the brunt of it. So this time around, you have the blocking in place, so that will keep it further west. And the blocking kind of concerns me a little bit because not only do you bring severe weather, you also bring the potential of flash flooding. And areas in eastern Arkansas have seen significant amount of rain over the last couple of weeks to the last month or so. So they do not need any more rain out of this, and they need a significant drying period in order to get river levels back down, to get the soil to dry out. And it just seems like we keep getting these systems left and right, left and right, left and right. And as long as that keeps happening, we're going to have a continuous flooding risk here. But like I said before, you got your low pressure here. Got high pressure. Alright, so you got your blocking in place here, and excuse the drawing. This is 6 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. You got southeast winds pumping into the state here. Alright, you've got your trough probably set up just like this, fixing to turn negative because of the high pressure ridge, and you've got your moderate cape across across Texas here. So if you were to look for a severe threat, it would probably be from Oklahoma to Texas over to Arkansas during the day on Saturday here. But and another thing with this system is, here's the euro. The euro's a little low with the cape. However, your shear is there. All right. That's the deal about that. So your shear is there, but you're low on cape. And global models with instability, I wouldn't bet $200 on the global models to get instability right. Instability I look at for a general idea, but I never go off of it because we get to day one, these instability values are normally either right at that or doubled. So I kind of take the global model's instability with a grain of salt, and it could be a lot lower. If we get morning convection Saturday morning, that'll be a blessing because we don't need a significant severe weather event, especially after what happened today. We don't need it. We do nowhere needs a significant severe weather outbreak, especially just after what happened today here. But if we don't see morning convection here, and the one thing that scares me about the Euro, cloud breaks. You can't really see them on here. I think the GFS had it. Excuse me. The Euro not so much, but you can still see little cloud breaks across southern Arkansas as we get towards the noon hour. But this is after the system cold front passes. This will be a Pacific front that comes through here. But let's go ahead and talk about the GFS real fast. I'm going to go over to the GFS. There we go. Alright, and there's the GFS solution. It's right around the noon hour on Saturday during your daytime peak heating. Alright, and let me see if I can draw this out for a second here. So there's your low pressure. There's your negatively tilted trough, and this is 850 millibars, by the way, so this is near the surface. And you've got around, I say, 70 to 75 mile per hour winds just above our heads coming out of the southwest. And you've got winds at the surface coming out of the southeast. So the turning of the winds will bring the potential of damaging winds, hail, and the potential of tornadoes over our area here. And like I said before, not trying to scare you guys. I do realize it is Sunday, but I want to give you guys as much awareness on this thing as possible because of what happened today. And I want you guys to be ready and go. And myself, we still have all week. This data could change 100% by the time we get to Saturday. All right, it could change, but the run-to-run consistency that I'm seeing regarding next weekend is starting to worry me. And I saw this last weekend, and that's what led us to the risk area here. So, except for that's the GFS gets out of here. I'm gonna go over the precipitation so you guys can get a better view of what's gonna happen. There we go. And the GFS, like I said, has those isolated cells, and then has a line because we're dealing with a cold front this time, not a dry line, and has a cold front. Major squall line pushes through, and then that's it. We get this thing out of here on Sunday. But look here, on Sunday, you think after the front, temperatures are cool. Temperatures are still in the 50s and 60s. This is going to be a Pacific front, so temperatures are not going to moderate much behind this still regarding past the cold front here. So you guys, like I said before, keep everyone in your prayers that were impacted by the outbreak today. And you guys take care. Share this video with your family and friends to keep them updated on the latest. And y'all have a great rest of your Sunday night, and we will have you guys updated all week long regarding this potential of severe weather as we get towards this weekend. All right, thank you.